Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to the final video for Nostalgia Week. Just as a quick note, this is being pre-recorded the day before, just because it's really the best way to handle this for this week. um, but today, for the final Nostalgia Week video, we are talking about what is easily the biggest and most known show of these five. We are talking about a show that is so iconic with Disney cartoons and just cartoons in general that it's considered one of the best animated shows of all time. We're talking about Kim Possible.
Down, 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 down. I'm your basic average girl, and I'm here to save the world. You can't stop me cause I'm Kim Possible. There is nothing I can do, so when danger calls, just know that I am on.
So Kim Possible is a television series, animated series created by Bob Shuley and Mark McCorkle. Um, Everyone knows Kim Possible. It's about this high school girl named Kim Possible who by day is your basic average girl and by night is trying to save the world. This is a series that revolutionized what a child-oriented, a kid-oriented animated show could be. It did so many things right and did so many things that were ahead of its time. I mean, this series, let me see here. This series started in 2002 and ended in 2007. It's that old. And yet, despite that, it was one of the first and most important cartoons for a lot of people growing up that really delved into girl power in a very heavy way. Like, even more so than Powerpuff Girls. And on top of that, not only did it delve into that with its awesome main character, who showed that you could be both girly and badass at the same time at different points, but it also had a lovable sidekick character in Ron, who, while a bit of a doofus, was super lovable, super funny, and yeah, it's just like, he wasn't completely hopeless. I mean, he and Kim did get together in the end. This series did spawn 2 animated movies and a live-action movie as well during its run, and after its run, because the live-action movie only came out last year. It had a Lilo and Stitch crossover, and again, is just so heavily, favorably looked upon. And one of the big reasons for that, outside of the great writing, the awesome characters, the funny as hell villains, is the voice actors. The voice actors are so favorably remembered, and a lot of them are massive names in the voice acting industry. I mean, yeah, you have Christy Carlson Romano and Will Friedle as the main characters, Kim and Ron, and to my knowledge, they haven't done as much of anything else big since Kim Possible. But then you have the likes of Nancy Cartwright, Bart Simpson's voice actress, as Rufus, Ron's naked mole rat. Why is that hard to say? And you have the legendary, amazing John DiMaggio as the greatest villain in Kim Possible, Dr. Draken. Like, that alone is a big deal. But on top of that, you have Raven Simone as Monique. You have just all kinds of great ones. You have Patton Oswalt as Dr. Dementor, sorry. And it was just, everything about it was so expertly handled. And on top of it, like on top of just all of that, you also had like real emotional plots that were brought in. Like there was some really heavy stuff about Kim's day-to-day life, but also just about her emotional and mental well-being in a lot of ways. And there was some great stuff that really humanized her, Ron, and others. And while, yeah, there was the badass stuff, there was the funny stuff, it balanced everything out in a way that made it feel very real and very believable to us as viewers. The characters, the voice acting, the stories, the lessons, the ideas that it all gave to us are really what, in my opinion, sell it. And of course, you have to mention that kick-ass theme song. The opening theme to Kim Possible is about as iconic as the show itself. Um, the song "Call Me, Beat Me" is like people can sing that off line for line without having heard it in a decade or more. It's that iconic of a song that it's just that memorable. And I've heard a couple different like covers and versions of it, such as the one used in this in the opening to this video. Um, but really, the original trumps all of them, of course. um, it's just super, super iconic. Um, and it's very like kind of a typical action comedy series outside of that. You have a lot of Kim and Ron fighting the villains to save the day, stop their evil plans. You have Kim and Ron going through life, having some hilarious comedy and heartfelt character moments in terms of their real life. It just does, it balances things out. Like I said, that is its biggest plus for me. And honestly, it's like I'm almost finding it hard to find more to say about this because you guys already know. It's like this show is so iconic. It's like, what am I gonna say? Because again, I don't like go heavy into spoilers or big examples with these videos. So it's like, what else am I gonna say that's like you guys don't already know about? I could talk about the animation and art style and how they were great for the time and just in general. Um, the character designs were fantastic, especially for the villains. People still love, especially the character design of Shigo. Like Shigo's character design, people adore. um, and yeah, it was just a show that everyone latched onto and just became a massive deal. It really just showed how you could do a proper female-led story in this kind of weekly television animated series without making it too necessarily overly femme or making it seem too forced. It felt natural, it felt real, it felt fun and silly at times, but other times felt serious and emotional. It handled it in a very respectable way. It never felt like Kim was being used just to get the appeal of a girl character. It never felt like it was too femme or too action oriented or anything like that. It always felt like it was, again, as I said, real. Like it's like you could believe that this is like a real teenage girl just trying to go through her life while balancing also being a secret agent, basically. Um, so yeah. On top of it, on top of the theme song itself, the other most catchy part of it that people remember the most is the ringtone. Like people still use that as their real life ringtone. It's that iconic. um, Seriously though, this show is iconic. Even the catchphrases like "What's the sitch?" The food items in the show, like the Nako. Everyone knows what that is. And it's like it's not even a real thing. I grew up with this show. And it did a lot to shape my view on a lot of the world. It helped just not only entertain me, but inspire me in a lot of ways. But I also want to hear your thoughts. So, what did you think of Kim Possible growing up? And what do you think looking back on it now? And thank you all for tuning in to a week of, well, nostalgic memories, nostalgic cartoons that just did it for me. I hope you had fun with this, and I definitely plan to do more nostalgia weeks in the future. But for now, we will just continue on. So thank you so much. And yeah, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.